Welcome everybody to today's webinar, the Virtua Cop Top 5. As you know, we do a monthly release here at CharityEngine of our software where we've got fixes and upgrades and new features. And this Virtua Cop is the final one of the 2015 year. So there were a lot of stuff went into it, a lot of very cool stuff. Normally I actually walk through slides to show you all of the changes that were added and all the new things that were put in and how to do them because they tend to be multi-screen and complicated, but most of these are actually kind of all taking place on one single screen. So for today's webinar, for the first time, I'm actually just going to go right into the software and show you the 5 things we're going to look at. The first is the ability to query by radius search around a zip code, very cool feature. The second is the query by specific number of days before or after an event. Third is to register multiple names under one single transaction. Fourth is to do batch entry of tributes and acknowledge ease. And then fifth is to toggle between search and create contacts in batch entry. And then one little bonus feature around peer-to-peer I'm going to show you guys. So I'm going to knock this down now that we've seen that and go right into our screen, and I've got the 5 set up. So the first one we're going to look at here is around how to query doing a radius search. So in this case you might want to look up individuals around a zip code, maybe anyone within that certain zip code, or within like 5 miles of a zip side, 5 miles of a zip code. The benefit of something like this is that if you're doing a certain mailer where you only want to, or emailer, where you only want to reach out to certain groups around a specific point, maybe you're doing an event in a city and you only want the 10 or 15 miles directly around it, you might want to communicate to those people. Another great way, one of our clients, Andrew Caton from Fisher House pointed out to me, is that the ability to, if you're having a meeting, if you're going into a city for a conference or an event of some sort, and you're going to be at a particular location, and you're a major gifts person, want to know, who are my other people I could try to reach out to while I'm here, make maximum use of my trip. I could do a search and say who's within 10 miles of Manhattan, and then maybe set up calls ahead of time for meetings. So very cool stuff, and it's easily done. So here's what you do. You go into query. If anybody's ever done queries, you should be familiar with it. And this would happen under addresses, contacts, anywhere where you're doing addresses. We'll start with within contacts. Within here, you're going to find the address. So this should look familiar. We find the postal code. We right-click and add it. And what we're going to do is once we get this, we're going to right-click again, and we're going to say add function. Okay? And now it says equals within X miles of. Now the way you're going to activate this is actually to do drop down, select the bottom one and then go back to it, and now it will populate the other information. I think that may end up being direct in the end, but right now that's the way. If you're going to participate with it, you want to make sure you do that. So you could say I want to be equal or greater than or less than or equal to such for a particular address. So we're going to say less than, or we'll say equal to, I'm sorry, within X miles. Sorry, I think I did something wrong here. There we go. Within X miles, so I'm going to put within 10 miles. Sorry, and you actually want to get rid of the information in there. So 10. And then we're going to enter the zip code. So in this case, I would say X miles of me, 22102. Okay, and then I'm going to go to next, and when I do, that will allow me to move through the query, and I can, that is my filter. So I'm filtering anyone who's within 10 miles of 22102. Really cool feature and really useful. Next one I want to show you is around events, and that's the ability to do searches days until or after an event. So also within query, we go to the events portion. We'll go to next. We go to events. We find our start date. So when we get to our start date, we right-click, add. Okay, and then we're going to again add function. Got to remember that portion. So right-click to add function. okay? And what it's doing here is it's actually giving us more drop-down options. If you've used this feature before, you know the options were already there for specific times. So events within the last 7 days, 30 days, 90 days, 6 days, or older than 7 days, 30 days before the next amount of time. What we've added here is these three features, which is last days, older than days, or before next X days. And that way, if the time you're trying to search for is not one of the given options, you can easily just put the one you want. So let's say I wanted to know within 42 days. So 42 days out, I just go here, 42, and then when I click on next and move through, that portion is ready to go. So those are our two query features. The third thing I want to show you now is the ability to do multiple registrants for a single ticket. So you can, but there are different ways you might use that. You might buy a ticket for an event, and you might want to buy, you've got multiple guests, so you're buying 4 tickets, and you want to be able to sign their name and email to all of those tickets. Or you're buying a single ticket, but maybe that has 4 registrations, like a family 4-pack, for instance. You buy 1 ticket where it allows you to bring 4 people. So this kind of works the same way. I'm just going to show you what you'll get. And this is something, you know, our client services team will show you how to do. But here we go, Lee, I fill it out, okay. So the sneaker ball, so this is the event. I'm going to buy 3 tickets, okay. The name on my credit card, Lee Kessler. There we go. We do next, okay. And that confirms it. Now I'm going to register. And you'll see here that now 3 tickets have been created. Ticket 1, ticket 2, we'll scroll down and see ticket 3. They are already populated with my name. So I'm the guest person. So if they don't do anything, it will at least have your name with 4 different tickets. But all I have to do right here is go in and change. Let's say I'm going to bring my mom, Arlene, and I would change her email, and maybe she is vegan, and I can add that data there and so forth, and I can continue to. And when I do update, it'll now put in the system my guests' names, so when they check in, they can do it under their own name, or also if there's any communication that would need to go out to guests of attendees, we can do it via email. And lastly, the dietary restrictions, so we can make sure that they're having the best experience at an event that you're holding. Third here is, fourth, next thing I want to know is some capabilities around batch transactions, and that's the ability to do batched entry of tributes and acknowledgees. So this is a batch transaction. You may be familiar with it. I'm going to go to the transactions, and this should look familiar to you if you've ever done it, and if you've done it is why you'll appreciate what you can do here. If you're not doing it, probably not something you're going to be doing, but for batch transactions. So as you probably are familiar with, you've got your general info, your contact info. We've always had that. And if you want to, you can enter first and last name, but when you go into an actual record, you click on the double boxes, and now you can do more data on that particular entrant. What we've added here is tribute information, acknowledgee information, and attribution information. So if you want to enter that, you can do that right here. You click on the double boxes. That's how you get an expanded entry form. And your edit tribute could be on behalf, in honor of, or memory. And you can just add the information and then click finish. Same goes with acknowledgee. So that's the tribute. This is the acknowledgee. And you can enter the acknowledgee information, their email, and address information if they're going to be receiving anything. And then lastly would be attribution. So you can always set up with the tracking codes where this donation would be going. So that's new capabilities, the fact that within batch you can add those transactions, add those tributes and acknowledgee information, and something a lot of our clients have been asking for. We're excited that it was part of this release. And another great feature that those who are doing great amounts of entry are really going to appreciate and request it, and we're glad we were able to get that out, is the ability to search or create somebody. Because you want to obviously keep, you don't want duplicate records, you want every record going in for the same person. So under contact info, we would have under the search is searching somebody out. Now this button right here is the great new feature. You can search somebody and see if they already exist, or if they don't, you just toggle by clicking on it and it goes to create. And those who are doing great quantities of that kind of are going to appreciate that there is the ability to do keystrokes. So use shift and left, right arrow keys to toggle. So really it's designed to help you speed up and facilitate your batch entry. So that was a big request, and we're glad we were able to get that in time for 2015. The final thing I want to show you in this webinar, and these are all quick webinars, we just want to show you some of the highlights so you're sure to dive in and start using them as best you can, is the ability to turn on emails in peer-to-peer. So we'll go to our peer-to-peer site, and here I'll step back actually for a second. So you should be familiar with this. In the online section, you go to your event microsites under peer-to-peer. And here we have CharityEngine peer-to-peer, and I'm going to go to manage. Okay, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to options, and I have a button here that's enable emails. So right now it's on no. I just click on yes, and then I'll go ahead and update. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow the page creators, the people in your system, your donors or walkers or those setting up their own personal fundraising pages, if you want to give them the ability to email their friends or family within the system on particular pages, all you have to do is select that button. So those are our big five, and that was the bonus, by the way. If you recall, I said there were 5 different things I was showing you. That was the bonus. Let me check and see if we've got any questions. It all seemed pretty straightforward. No questions at the time. I guess you all have a good sense of what we have here. If you do have questions, feel free to email me. You can easily do it at marketing@charityengine.net, or reach out to client services or your assigned project managers, and they can help you learn a little bit more and figure out how to utilize these capabilities. I do want to remind you, we do these webinars whenever we do a release. Please encourage those in your office or your organization to attend as well. We want to make sure that people who are using CharityEngine understand what's going into it every single month. We're working really hard and working fast to make sure that we get all those the features and improvements in there for you, so it's really becoming the tool you need it to be. And we want to make sure you know that they're going in there. So make sure to pass around that knowledge. If you see this information, send it around your office so everybody can be sure to sign up. That's it for this month. Since we're probably not going to speak to you before January with a webinar, happy holidays. Please know we're here. We know this is a big, exciting time for you guys, end of year, and CharityEngine is ready, and our team is ready to help you out in any way possible. So thanks to everybody. Have a wonderful day. This will be loaded on our YouTube channel, so you'll be able to pass this around to others, and we are always here to answer questions for you. Take care, everybody, and a little early, but happy holidays.